November the 11th, Veterans Day, the day set aside each year to honor the service and sacrifices of those who answered the call and headed out into harm's way. In a way, every day is Veterans Day for this veteran of 3 wars and hundreds of thousands of miles sailing into storm-tossed seas. This is the SS American Victory, one of 531 Victory cargo-class ships produced beginning in 1944. They and the Liberty ships that preceded them helped to win the Second World War. American Victory is one of only 3 surviving functioning Victory ships. Today, she's a floating maritime museum berthed on the channel side in Tampa, Florida, near the cruise ship terminals and the Florida Aquarium. American Victory is named after the American University in Washington, D.C. She came to Florida in 1999 under tow. The ship was on the verge of being scrapped when a group from Tampa stepped in at the 11th hour to save her. They offered to bring her to Tampa Bay on Florida's Gulf Coast to give her a new life as a museum dedicated to preserving the memory of merchant marine seamen and the ships they sailed in. Wars cannot be fought without the ability to move troops and supplies to where they're needed, often at great risk. Hundreds of cargo ships were sunk during the war. The Merchant Marine Service sustained the highest casualty rate of any branch during the Second World War. American Victory was built and commissioned in Los Angeles in May 1945. She saw service in the waning days of the war in the Philippines, then went on to help with the rebuilding of Europe under the Marshall Plan. She was called back into active service during the Korean War and again for the Vietnam War. After she arrived in Tampa, she underwent 4 years of extensive renovations, including more than 80,000 hours donated by volunteers. On September 20th, 2003, she was ready to sail. Her shakedown cruise carried 497 passengers. Since then, she's been the American Victory Mariners Memorial Museum, which is open to the public year-round. Visitors can walk the decks of the 455-foot-long ship and view the engine room, crew quarters, galley, bridge, and the deck guns. American Victory had a crew of 62. She was able to reach a top speed of 17 knots, almost 20 miles an hour, and could sail 23,500 miles before having to refuel. She's now listed in the National Registry of Historic Places. Check the American Victory website at americanvictory.org for more information about visiting hours and admission costs. The ship is also available for corporate events, dinners, receptions, and meetings. The ship sails occasionally to keep everything shipshape, and passengers are welcome. The American Victory Mariners Memorial Museum is a living piece of history, a great addition to Tampa's channel side, and a way to experience, for a few hours, what it was like to go down to the sea in ships.